Hi there, I'm Dr. Randy Cale. If you're watching this, I'm guessing you're worried about your child and the future that's unfolding in front of them. Maybe your son's bright, everybody tells you that. But schoolwork takes hours and ends in frustration. Maybe your daughter is constantly on edge or melts down at the smallest change, and no one sees how much effort she has to put into keeping it together. Maybe it's the impulsivity, the acting out, the emotional reactions that bring you here. Or it could be anxiety. For some kids, that debilitating anxiety is scary. You've talked to the teachers, tried therapy, medications. I'm sure you've read the books, right? And you've been patient. You've probably been consistent as you can be. You've done the things the experts told you to do, yet day after day, the same struggles, often getting worse perhaps. And that's heartbreaking to you as a parent, because deep down, you know your child has more potential than what the world is able to see right now. And you're tired of watching them suffer for reasons they can't explain, and really the experts can't explain. If that hits home, let me start by saying this. You're not alone, and you're not to blame. For over 15 years, I've looked at thousands of brain maps from children and teens right here at our clinic. And again, I see the same pattern. These kids aren't choosing to struggle. Their brains are struggling. The brain systems responsible for focus, calm, sleep, mood regulation, they're simply not supporting them well enough. And no amount of talking, rewarding, therapy, disciplining, reminding can override that when the brain is overwhelmed and dysregulated. That's where neurofeedback comes in. Neurofeedback is a scientific, data-guided way to help the brain learn to regulate itself better. With this amazing technology, we use sensors and software to measure the brain's activity in real time. When the brain moves toward a healthier pattern, the system rewards that, and the brains love that. When it moves into dysregulation, the patterns that drive anxiety, impulsivity, neurofeedback gently signals the brain to try something more efficient. And here's the key. Again, brains learn from this feedback, and they do so automatically. We know this from 40 years of research as well as from my daily clinical experience. I see it all the time. There are no lectures, there's no skills to remember, no pressure, no discomfort, because we're training the brain directly. And the brain is discovering new, more resilient ways on its own. We see changes unfold over time where it matters most. Mornings start to a little calmer instead of the chaos. Homework gets completed without as big a battle. Friendships start to form and they stick. Sleep that's restorative rather than exhausting. You see calmness in the face of a challenge and confidence that starts to grow quietly, steadily. Parents are often surprised by what changes first. There's not these big dramatic shifts, but the little things that make life livable again and point to those bigger changes that lie ahead. For example, a child who just takes a breath instead of exploding, a teenager who doesn't shut down under pressure, a family meal that goes on without a battle. These small victories are signs of a brain gaining regulation. Once the brain learns, it doesn't forget. Now, I know you must be wondering, look, I've read a lot of books, I've talked to a lot of people. Well, I haven't heard about this before. And why didn't somebody suggest it years ago? Well, the honest answer, neurofeedback challenges the traditional model of mental health, where everything must be fixed with medication and throw in some therapy. There's great skepticism when research shows that something often works better than a pill, but yet the data clearly supports this and has been for about 40 years. Neurofeedback is now classified as a level 4 or 5 intervention for most childhood disorders. Level 5 is the best available. Again, neurofeedback is a level 4 or 5. So, when we train at the source, not the symptoms, change becomes real. It's sustainable. So the question for you becomes, is what you're doing now enough? Is it working? Is your child losing confidence, gaining confidence? Is school becoming a place of failure and fear rather than growth? Are friendships getting stronger or weaker? Is your child or teen simply not happy when they should be? Does every year feel a bit harder rather than easier? Then waiting's not going to change this. This is the moment where another path could change everything. You don't have to make a big decision, but you deserve some real answers. That's why I offer a free consultation. No pressure. There's no sales push, just clarity. You get a chance to tell me what's going on. Share your worries, your concerns, what keeps you up at night. I'll explain what we see in the brain, how we can help, and give you a sense of whether neurofeedback can be a great match for your child or not. Look, we've helped so many families who felt stuck, discouraged, and alone. Kids who were once overwhelmed, anxious, or depressed, now thriving in school. Out of control homes now living in harmony. Teens who had lost their hope about a future are now rebuilding that future. And every one of those transformations started the same way, with a conversation. So if you're tired of trying the same things without real progress, if it's frustrating you, exhausting you, and if you want change that lasts because the brain has changed, schedule your consultation on the link on this page or give my assistant a call at 518-606-3805. I encourage you to call because real change is possible. And for your child, that change begins with retraining their brain. I look forward to speaking with you. You take care.